Okay, well, if you've been watching my first couple videos, I have a whole lot of swing thoughts. I'm an 8.5 handicap, and it would beg one. It's amazing that I'm even an 8.5 when I finally started videotaping my swing, filming my swing, and looking at everything I was doing wrong. It's like, how am I posting in the upper 70s, low 80s consistently? That's amazing. And what stinks is I guess in my early, because we're early on still in my golf process, I guess the problem is that I've developed a lot of bad habits, and now it's a series of compensations on those bad habits. So the thing I decided to show you guys, for better or for worse, that I'm going to be working on, I don't know if this camera is going to get this very well, but the thing that I'm working on here is, let's first talk about what I believe I'm doing wrong. Now, for those of you pros or teachers or whatever that might be watching, you're going to say, well, dude, you're doing about 15 things wrong. But the things that are the most important to me that just jump out to me is a couple of things. Number one, at the start of my backswing, what I've noticed in videotaping myself is that this first action is with my hands. There goes Lee, caddy to the stars. Is that, he was a professional caddy anyways, is that my first action is here with my hands. Before I even start my swing, when I watched it in slow motion, this was the first thing. Well, those of you that know anything about the golf swing, that is not what you want to do. And immediately that club face is open. So the rest of my swing is, because I do generally get square at impact. So imagine if this is the first action that I have in my swing. Imagine what I have to do to try and compensate and get that club face square at impact. So that's the first problem. The other problem in filming my swing and then playing it back is I started looking at the swing plane. So not only do I have this first action, but then I am really shallow. I'm too far back here. I'm not up here, I'm way back here, right? Now again, just to keep in mind, even as you see me doing this, folks, there's a whole lot of things that I want to fix or change and alter in my golf swing and refine. I'm just right now talking about the things that are the most important to me, and I really do believe there's a lot of golfers that do the same things that I'm doing here. So I've got that first action with my hands, and then I'm going really shallow back here, right? All right, so I got interrupted there, but so the three things, just to recap, or I want to get to the third thing, is that funky thing with my hands, way too shallow. And then here's the other thing, you might have even noticed this if you've watched my other videos. So boom, boom, and then I'm doing this weird thing where I drive down my shoulder as I start, my downswing to impact, right? So boom, ha, right? Those are the three things I'm thinking on now. There's a lot of things I'm doing wrong. Again, I've mentioned that already. That's my kind of out there, but those are the three things that are most important to me right now, is correcting those. So I'm going to take some practice swings. Now, three things could be, it's always funny to me when I hear teaching pros go out to the range with somebody, and obviously they're guys that know far more about golf than me, but there is something I listen to and I hear them tell a player, or a student that they're working with, they said, hey, I don't want to give you too many swing thoughts. Well, then out there on the range, I hear them give them 20 different swing things to think about. And the only reason I think I can deal with all three of these at one time is because they sure seem connected. They really do. And they all seem like things I can manage mentally at the same time. Now, I'm going to do some swings here. We'll see with those thoughts in my mind of what I'm trying to fix. I'm going to do some swings here. And we'll see how this goes. I don't know. If I stand over the ball a long time, it's just because I'm processing those things. Out on the golf course, I don't. In fact, I had a professional tell me, do not stand over the ball too long. That is, clear your mind a little bit. But I've got a couple things while I'm on the range that I'm thinking about. Okay, a little bit right. Good ball flight, good distance. Okay. Just gonna keep working on it here. It's funny because that felt improved. It'll be interesting when I watch it back later. If it is. If you're watching, especially if you're a teaching pro, or that was pretty good, teaching pro, or just a really great golfer, better than me, you're probably thinking about a couple other things with my weight or my hips, you know, or my overall turn, whatever, follow through, you name it. Not worried about those things right now. Worried about these three things. Now, those two swings, it's interesting. Those two swings did feel like an improvement. It's funny, isn't it? What we feel that we're doing, and then if you videotape yourself, which we all should be doing, and then you watch it back, you watch it and go, oh my gosh, that's not what I thought I was doing at all, right? It's actually kind of humiliating. So when I watch this back, I could say, oh my gosh, that's not really an improvement. I'm gonna post this either way. Remember, I'm, you know, in addition to equipment review and lots of other things and just overall fun on the golf course, I am trying to document this improvement. So I'm gonna post this either way, regardless of whether it looks a whole lot better or not. I'm hoping that it does. It feels already a hair better, but let's just see. Normally would start my process over again on the range, but for this video, I'm not. Okay, that was interesting. So that one actually drew. That one actually drew. And you know what's funny? I chunked that. I know I chunked that. It flew well. It was a great distance. It drew. But if that was on a golf course, that would have been really chunky. These mats are a little too forgiving sometimes. And if you're not being honest with yourself, you can think you hit it good when you didn't. Okay, just a couple more. A lot of these going right. Interesting. Okay. That's not as good as I was doing. What's funny is a handful of swings that I did that felt great weren't recorded. So, but I really want to go out on the golf course and apply some of these and just see how it goes. Okay, good one to end on. Yeah, good one to end on. Yeah, I'm gonna take this out on the golf course, guys, because I don't know about you, but for me, the range is important. The range is where you get your work done. It does get a little monotonous. I've been out here for quite a while, so I'm gonna go play 9 holes, try and really focus on these things, which means I'm gonna be playing 9 holes with more swing thoughts than I really should. But I'd like to see what it looks like and how it feels and what it looks like on the golf course. right, so I just got home to my home office here, and that was a plus 541. I'll take it, I guess. It wasn't great. If you noticed, I missed a couple putts there, but yeah, it was fine. I'll be interested. I haven't watched the clips yet, so I'll be interested to see if the things that I was working on the range, if I was able to kind of produce some of those swing changes in that round. I don't know. I think I was, but when I watch it back, I'll see it later. I'm gonna have to continue to work on those things, obviously. But it was fun to go out and play 9 holes and just see if I was able to make some of those changes, if that produced anything different. One thing I will say is I could tell as I had a whole lot of swing thoughts, right? So I think I was only swinging at about 70 to 80%, maybe 70%. So that did affect my distances a little bit, but by and large, I was happy with it. But I clearly need to keep working on these things, and perhaps I'll probably bring you some videos to show you the progress on those 3 things: that break in my hands at the beginning, the shallow backswing, and then that lunge with my shoulder, my left shoulder, leading with my left shoulder on that swing. Hopefully I'll be able to show you progress on that as I continue to work on that and improve. Anyways, if you are at the end of this video, appreciate you watching it all. Hopefully you were somewhat entertained, but please click, if you're watching this on YouTube, click subscribe, pound that like button. If you're watching this on Facebook, appreciate it if you give us a follow, and also hit that like button on the video. So anyways, guys, we'll see you next time out on the course.